battery operated USB rechargeable under cabinet lights. What happens if the battery just basically starts to wear out, no longer works? You got to buy a new one. And what do you do with them? You throw them out. But here I am. I'm going to take this one apart. There are a number of screws on each of the sides. And you can simply just take these off. And you have a PIR sensor, a switch, and you do the same thing to the opposite side. You take it off. This is aluminum, and you're dealing with some plastic, so it may take you just a little time. And then you're able to slide out the covering. So let's take the covering off first. We have plastic, we have a magnifier, and a white film. Inside you have a magnet, your lithium battery, and on the side you have your LED light. This LED light, 3.6 volts, 5 volts. The battery's 3.6 volts, and you have a USB that is 5 volts, and you can light up 5 volts only to the LED and they will work. This one, the battery and the wiring are very tight, so that's stopping this from coming out. So we're going to have to pop this out, not with metal, with plastic. And you may have something like this after it's out. I got my spudger, got my spacer, and I got my pick. So I just simply get it underneath. I'm careful about the edges because I don't want to injure myself. Off it came. If I wanted to save the magnets, I could do so as well. Now the other side simply comes out. That's simple. I am going to need just a little bit of this track for the reason of, on my channel. That's what I'm going to do. Put my PIR sensor here. Put my LED strips in there. I don't need the battery anymore. Some of these batteries are just basically plug and play. This one's not plug and play. I just need the wiring. So I'm going to snip the wire. I don't need this. Put that to the side. I have my setup right here. I'm going to put this in the channel, but I'm not going to lay it down on the metal. I'm going to get white tape and tape the backing just in case. I'm never going to say this would be a short project. It's going to be a nice project. I lay my tape in. I don't want to stretch it in. I just want to lay it in. I'm going to push it down. I can always lift up. I don't think I need any more than that. When I glue, it'll stick to the tape. And when I do everything else with the wiring will be hidden. I'm going to somewhat cut the track. I may want to even take the track and do one of these. I'm going to need some wires, so I got a, old USB-A cable. It's got the colors I need and the same thickness I need as the other ones. I'm running out of good solder. I got my flux and do my wiring. This is the hardest one right here for me to solder. I got this on. I want to make sure I could pull it off in case I ever need to. And I want to make sure that I glue these down because that's my next step. And glue this down. I'm not going to use just any ordinary glue. I could put a screw in here, 2 little screws. I'm going to do a good job. Before I glue the next one down, I gotta kind of figure out how I'm going to get these wires to stay in the corner, and tape is not going to be friendly. This is foam tack. It's one of the best glues you can use for any project out there, and takes 10 minutes to tack and cure in a number of hours. Wait is your friend. Well, this dries. It doesn't take long. Like I said, 10 minutes it tacks and that'd be it. It'll hold. So come on. I'm going to show you what I'm doing. So right above me, you see the light. They come on and go off. Then you got to take them down, recharge them, put them back up. I got them all over the place. I love them. So I have a solar controller to a panel on the roof that goes to a number of batteries, each different controller and panel. So what I've done is I added a 12-volt line. I could have added it over here, over there, turn my YouTube studio on, which I don't use a lot, or add it over here. These are all my loads. And that's where you add it to. Of course, this is live. I have plenty of lead, so I could bring it over there. And I have it hooked up to this, see the little light? It's a 12-volt socket, 5-volt adapter, USB-A, cut a cable, ran it up to a lead over here that's going to get dressed. And replace these rechargeable USB battery-operated under-cabinet lights and do it all via solar. I'm going to dress my leads up now because my glue is drying. And this way you can see what I'm doing. Hopefully that this thing, it didn't dry enough. If it gets on your fingers, you can wipe it right off. Still needs pressure, but you can see that it snaps in. I use just about every type of glue you can imagine. And I forgot I got hot glue. This is not alien tape, but similar to it. Not reusable. It is reusable, but I'm going to put it on and finish up. But we want to test this out before we do. So the light goes off. Give a little test run. Walk in. Comes on. Want to make sure that dries. I'm going to hide that lead. We're going to finish it off. And it's going to be underneath the cabinet like that light. It's windy! And a squall's coming! You're going to see white stuff coming down! 53 degrees! The controller's down, don't. Time to put it back together. Well, this is not alien tape, but this is going to go here, here, goodbye to this light. Oh man, you can feel the heat here, and that's why the sensor's going to come on, and peel those stickers off. That's where you get a sharp blade and you just carefully twist them and they eventually come off like so. Clean it up with the razor blade and be real careful. Try the best to get that glue off, and you can see I'm working it off. This lead is red. It's going to be changed to white. And I'm going to do that at a later time. But I'm ready to take my measurements right there and go right across the best I can, centered. 5.5 inches, man. How am I going to do 5.5 inches here? Perfecto. Press, press, press. Oh, something's not right here. There we go. You're not going to see that because you're going to be above the cabinet. Look up. Time to clean up. I'll save these. I have to reuse them if that fails. I'll save the clip. I don't think I want to move it down because, like I said, this is where all the heat's at, and right here the heat's not there, and that's where the existing one was at. And I'm pretty happy with it being where it's supposed to be at. I got 3 lights, one here, and one over here. It lights up the cabinet. It may not look bright to you. I'll sit here and not move. And if you want to do your own LED running off of solar, a 100 amp hour LiFePO battery, you may do one too. Oh man, what happens when you move and trigger the light when you're supposed to? That comes on exactly the way it's supposed to. I got here, it's a USB 5 volt, 2 amp PIR sensor. If you're ever looking to do one of these yourself, all you need is a 3.6 volt LED, a USB-A. Get the leads on there. You have a timer that you can adjust inside the unit. Everything you need to do the job. I could transfer out my homemade for this. I hope you enjoyed this hack. LED lights. Unbelievable. Not that hard to do. I'm going to show you did your own professionally. Like I said, those wires will be changed to white. It's one step at a time, making sure we're happy. On that note, you know who I am. I am Fish. You got my lights working.